I'm very committed to traditional form line and a very historical style of Tsm'syen art. I'm also very committed to portraying crest stories and the histories of our people. An artist should also be a historian in Northwest Coast art. That was part of our position in society pre-contact, so that's definitely an integral part of the art form. A lot of the older artists have extensively studied our histories and crest systems and law, so that's just really, really important for our people to hold that knowledge. A lot of my pieces have been primarily crest work, I would call it, which is work for Native people who own the crest. It's not just what I'm teaching through my art. I'm actually learning more and more histories from different nations all over BC every time I do a piece, right? Because if I take a crest story, it's like, you know, black bear with long arms. It has a specific history, a specific genealogy behind it. There's things that I can or can't use within the designs. I think it brings your art form to a higher level if you actually study those things, because there's meaning. It's not just things placed. There's actual meanings behind it and histories of why it's used that way. There's like some stories and crests that are more public ownership because they're owned by many nations and have been portrayed for the public many, many times. So there's some that I would consider more crests that can be used for the public, like say like the story of Raven in the Light. Like that's a crest story that is used all up and down the coast. It has almost like a public use to it. Whereas if you say that somebody is like White Wolf Clan with a star in its mouth, that is somebody's family's crest. So you're not going to use that to sell to the public, or I wouldn't, because that is specifically owned by that family. And honestly, it's not really about permission to use it somewhere else. It's like, why would you even use it somewhere else? Because it's actually portraying that person's genealogy and the history of the movement of their family pre-contact, right? And who they married and who their family is and what people they came from originally, right? So there's things like that definitely I would not use it except for the person when I'm doing crest work. But like I said, there is more general work, which is like it's an eagle. I'm not specifying it as like an eagle of the sky people or an eagle beneath the mountain. And those things I try and make for public use or for non-Aboriginal clients. If you are going to be an artist and you're going to be portraying these type of stories, then you should have a good knowledge of where they come from, who they belong to, and what you might have permission to share with the world. So definitely respecting your cultures is the most important thing out of all of it, because your history and your culture is what's actually giving you this way of making a living today. It's a living culture. So it's important to integrate the other aspects of the culture, like the law and the ayah and adah, which is like the true tellings of the law. So those things are super important to integrate with your work, because what you are actually creating is living works of culture. It's not just a piece of art or just an item for sale. It's actually something that's going to go out into the world and continue to represent our culture to our people and to other people as well. So the educational aspect of it is really important to me.